Good day everyone, welcome to my instructional strategies video. Today we are discussing the instructional strategy called Carousel Brainstorming. I first came across the concept of Carousel Brainstorming in our previous 105 class. This type of instructional strategy was a new concept for me. We were discussing what knowledge, skills, and abilities are required to be an effective instructor. It was an interesting way to learn from my other classmates, and their experience and perceptions were a great learning tool. So what is Carousel Brainstorming? Whether activating background knowledge or checking understanding after studying a topic, a carousel brainstorm allows you to have students pull out and think about what they know about subtopics within a larger topic. So it is an instructional strategy that involves group learning and is a rotational learning exercise within the classroom that builds on background knowledge and students' interactions. According to Marcia Tate, when group members are given the opportunity to brainstorm ideas without criticism, to discuss opinions, to debate controversial issues, and to answer questions, wonderful things can happen that naturally improve comprehension and higher order thinking. There's several purposes to carousel brainstorming. A few examples are building a common language base for communication, exploring multiple perspectives on the topic, starting conversations, most importantly, taps into prior knowledge and beliefs. So, while carousel brainstorming, students will rotate around the classroom in small groups, stopping at various stations for a designated amount of time. While at each station, students will activate their prior knowledge on different topics or different aspects of a single topic through conversation with peers. The ideas shared will be posted at each station for all groups to read. Through movement and conversation, prior knowledge will be activated, providing scaffolding for new information to be learned in the preceding lesson activity. So, our role as an educator. We have to prepare materials for subject matter that will stimulate discussion and spark conversation. We need to set up the classroom and explain the process to students. That process is as follows. Generate X number of questions for your topic of study and write each question on a separate piece of poster board or chart paper. You post these questions around your classroom. You divide your students into groups of 5 or less. For example, in a classroom of 30 students, you'll divide your class into 6 groups of 5 that will rotate around this room during the activity. Direct each group to stand in front of a home-based question station. Give each group a colored marker for writing their ideas at the question station. It is advisable to use a different color for each tracking for each group. Inform the groups that they will have X number of minutes to brainstorm and write ideas at each question station. Usually 2 to 3 minutes is sufficient. When time is called, groups will rotate to the next station in a clockwise order. Numbering the stations will make this easy for the students to track. Group 1 will rotate to question station 2, Group 2 would rotate to question station 3, and so on. Using a stopwatch or other timer, begin group rotation. You continue until each group reaches their last question station. Before leaving the final question station, have each group select the top 3 ideas from their station to share with the entire class. Clearly, the task will become more difficult for the 4th, 5th, or 6th group to add to the chart. To add ideas of consequence to the chart, students will need to look deeper into their work and explore themes on a more scholarly level. On to the learner's role. Within the assigned groups, there needs to be 3 members that have specific tasks. First is the recorder. This is the person usually with the neatest handwriting to write down all the answers, a speaker for the group at the end, and a mediator to help sort out all ideas from the group. Each group then reads the question, the recorder writes down on the chart paper the brainstorming ideas of each of the group members. After the allotted time, as we discussed earlier, groups rotate, taking their marker with them. This differentiates each group's answers from one another's. Each group must have different answers than the previous. This goes on until all groups have been at each station. They all participate. All participants contribute within the group discussion and the final class discussion. The third step for the instructor is to relocate all the chart papers to the front of the class. This is what we did in my 105 group. The instructor then leads a discussion within the class for each question. The speaker from each group will take a turn and summarize the group's ideas to the rest of the class. Use this process until all questions have been discussed. Why use this strategy? This strategy engages students for cooperative learning. It fosters group learning, camaraderie, and is less intimidated learning techniques. It encourages deeper thinking, promotes group learning with in-depth learning, and is a great review process for the whole class. This one strategy alone incorporates background knowledge, active learning, metacognition, writing, discussion, and organizing. Several advantages. It's good for producing a large number of responses to a single question. Provides a good base structure to enable future learning. Helps learners stay motivated to participate within the class. It's a simple but effective way of getting information from the students. And final, it allows the students to cover all subject matter within a short amount of time. Disadvantages. Does not work well for those who refuse to participate. Those stubborn students, sometimes it just will not work. And students must have some background knowledge of the subject matter. It cannot be a new topic. Possible problems may bring up side issues related to topic. It could cause with different opinions, it could cause conflict. There's classes that may be too large to implement. It's not, because it is a physical type of strategy, it's not good for students who have mobility problems, but can be modified for those students. Instead of moving around the classroom, the charts can be taken and switched among groups. Setup can be a little time consuming, but overall these problems are minor. Everything can be worked out. It is a great strategy for the classroom use. These are my references. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day, and I hope this brings some light to this instructional strategy.